What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best endgame crossbow and dagger build in Throne of Liberty. So in this guide I will show you a fully maxed setup with the best possible tier 1 gear, traits, masteries, skill rotations and everything else. And the best part about this is that for every single build choice I will explain my reasons, also where and how to get this powerful gear. And just overall you will be able to see what a fully maxed tier 1 character will look like, and what at the endgame you can achieve as well. So if you want to use the best build in the game, then let's get right into it. This is currently the highest DPS setup in the game. Because of your weapons we have extremely high damage, and if you use the right build, then you will consistently reach 20 stacks of thunderclouds, which will give us explosive damage, and you can activate this every few seconds. Crossbow and daggers are both unique weapons, because they are dual wielded. And what makes dual wielding so unique in this game is that for every attack you do with these weapons, there's a chance to get a double hit with their offhand. And on top of that, you can even increase the chance of this by using the selfless diffusion, which will increase our damage from 2 to 4 times. If you are looking for the best meta DPS build, then this is the one for you. So let's move over to the build, and first of all we have our skills. So for defensive skill we use the Black Blade, while for active skills we get the Inject Venom, Mother Nature Protest, Selfless Diffusion, Mortal Mark, Nimble Leap, Quick Fire, Mana Exchange, Knife Throwing, Fatal Stigma, Cleaving Moonlight, Brutal Incision and Weak Point Shot. As you can see from the gameplay, I don't have all of the same skill icons on my bar. It is because the skill icons will change depending on our specialization setup. So, Inject Venom will turn into the Lightning Infusion, and Brutal Incision will turn into the Thunderclouds Bombing. And then for passive skills, we get the Bloodlust, Nature's Power, Ambidexterity, Piercing Strike, Assassin's Instincts, Wrathful Edge, Destructive Fang and Murderous Energy. Then as for skill upgrade priority, for active skills we mainly want to focus on the Black Blade, Quick Fire, Cleaving Moonlight, Brutal Incision, Inject Venom, Selfless Diffusion and Mana Exchange. While for passive skills we focus on Assassin's Instincts, Wrathful Edge, Nature's Power, Piercing Strike, Ambidexterity and Murderous Energy. And then for the rest of your skills, they're not as important, so just upgrade them as you progress through the game. Also, remember to always upgrade all of your skills to blue first before moving on to the purple. Next we have the skill specialization, and for Inject Venom select the Lightning Infusion and cooldown reduction. Then for Selfless Diffusion don't select anything. Then for Nimble Leap get the consecutive use and cooldown reset. Then for Mana Exchange get the skill effect enhanced. Then for Fatal Stigma get only damage increase. Then for Brutal Incision get the Thunderclouds Bombing. Then for Mother Nature Protest get the Lightning Arrow. For Mortal Mark don't select anything. Then for Quick Fire get 3 of these, so the minimum chain fire, damage increase and cooldown. For Knife Throwing get additional hit. Then for Cleaving Moonlight select the consecutive use, effect accumulation and attack speed increase. And finally for Weak Point Shot don't get anything. Next we have the Weapon Mastery, and this is how it should look like for the crossbow. So take a look at the middle and get everything from the mystical region until the cold vision. Then now go to the bottom and select that entire row. And then again, this is how it should look like for the dagger. So pretty much the same thing. In the middle start getting everything from the Silent Dash until the Sorrowful Silence. And then go to the bottom and get that entire row. Next, let's take a look at our gear. And if you're looking for a full green or blue gear setup, then I recommend for you to watch my previous build videos. So first off, we're using Rex Chumeru's crossbow, with traits like the hit chance, heavy attack chance and added attack speed. All gear should be at its max level, and you can get it from the Temple of Slaughter. Next we have Licorious Wicked Thorns with hit chance, heavy attack chance and critical hit chance. You can get it from the Cave of Destruction. Next we have Swirling Essence Hat with max health, magic evasion and cooldown speed. You can get it by defeating the Avolos Hydromancer. Next we have Supreme Devotion with mana regen, skill damage resistance and debuff duration. You can get it from the Cave of Destruction. Next we have Shadow Harvester Tunic with mana regen, ranged evasion and buff duration. By using 2 pieces of the dead set we will get plus 14% critical damage, and you can get it by defeating the Avolos Chakra. Next we have Shadow Harvester Grips with mana regen, magic evasion and ranged evasion. You can get it from the Temple of Slaughter. Next we have Breaches of the Executioner with magic evasion, ranged evasion and debuff duration. You can get it by defeating the Abyssal Spectre. Next we have Subtowns of the Field General with max mana, melee evasion and movement speed. You can get it by defeating the Dark Wizard. Next up we have the Clasp of the Conqueror with max health, skill damage boost and buff duration. You can only get it by opening purple accessory chests. Next we have Braces of the Primal King with max health, skill damage resistance and debuff duration. You can get it from the Cave of Destruction. Next we have Sapphire Dimensional Band with max health, skill damage boost and buff duration. Because we are using 2 pieces of Dimensional Chaos set, so we will get faster stamina regen. And you can get this by opening all types of purple armor chests. Next we have Amber Dimensional Band with max health, skill damage boost and buff duration. You again can get it by opening armor chests. And finally we have the Belt of the Endless Slaughter with max health, skill damage resistance and debuff duration. You can get it from the Butcher's Canyon. Last but not least, if at this current moment you only have blue gear, then don't worry, because that gear doesn't really matter, and you will soon enough start changing it for the purple pieces. The setup that I showed is the best current gear that anyone can farm, but no matter what gear you choose, this build will still work fine, but this setup is just an example of what the best of the best items will look like. Next up, let's take a look at our gear upgrades. This game doesn't have a very typical gear progression, so by this I mean that you will have to upgrade pretty much anything you get. So you'll go from grey to green to blue and finally to purple. No matter at which stage of progression you're watching this video, just keep upgrading your equipment to their max level. And then when you get better gear, just transfer the experience from the old one to the new one. As for my gear recommendations is when you reach level 50, just farm accessible gear by doing open world dungeons. Also you want to extract traits from the gear for Lucent. On top of that, the gear that you don't use you will want to turn into the lithographs and then sell them on the auction house. And last but not least, for your traits just prioritize the ones that give you the highest damage. And don't forget that you can acquire new traits by using the trait Unlockstone, which you can get from the common trait Unlockstone bundle. Next up we have the stats, and depending on your gear, you should adjust them accordingly. The goal for your endgame build is to reach 30 strength, 40 dexterity, 50 wisdom and 40 perception. All of these milestones will give us extremely high damage and healing capabilities. And now finally we have come to the gameplay. So the highest damage rotation is to first of all use the Lightning Infusion, then Mother Nature Protest, then Fatal Stigma, then Mortal Mark, then Cleaving Moonlight, then Quick Fire, then Selfless Diffusion, then Thunderclouds Bombing for the first time, then the Knife Throwing, then Cleaving Moonlight again, and then finally the Thunderclouds Bombing again. And then from here we just rinse and repeat. So pretty much our main goal is to buff our damage and build up the Thunder stacks. So then we can use the Thunderclouds Bombing multiple times to do massive amounts of damage. Also, there are a few tips that you need to keep in mind. So first off, you will want to use the weak point shot every time that the enemy uses a fury attack, and this will help you to maintain high DPS. Also, only use the first attack of the Cleaving Moonlight every time it's ready. The second attack should never be used, because you gain attack speed while it's up. Then as well, if you ever run into mana issues, then use the Mana Exchange and the Black Blade, because these two skills are great sources of gaining and maintaining your mana throughout the rotation. And then finally, remember that the dexterity is the main attribute of our build. Having high attack speed increases the animations of your skills, which will allow us to get more skills every second, thus increasing our DPS even further. And that's about it. So if you enjoyed this video, click like, subscribe and comment. If you're interested in more content, then check out my channel and I will see you in the next one. So take it easy, peace.